She won the gold medal. She stood on top of the world. But what she said next stopped the entire internet cold. An Olympic champion. A 20-year-old who had just made history at the Milano Cortina Winter Games. A girl who had sacrificed everything. Her childhood, her body, her freedom to reach the very top of figure skating. And when she finally sat down for a long-form interview with Rolling Stone magazine, she told the world something that no one was prepared to hear. You should gargle it for words. That's all it took to break the internet. Stay with me because this story goes so much deeper than water. February 2026. Milano Cortina, Italy. The Winter Olympics. The figure skating arena is electric. Thousands of fans packed inside. Breath fogging in the frozen air. Eyes locked on a single skater about to take the ice. Alyssa Liu, 20 years old, born in California, the daughter of a chess coach turned ice skating obsessive, glides to center ice. She looks calm, almost unnervingly calm. She has been here before. At 15, she became the youngest U.S. figure skating champion in history. She landed jumps that women weren't supposed to be able to land. She redefined what was possible on ice. And now at these Olympics, she did it again. She won gold. She stood on that podium, tears streaming down her face, the national anthem filling the arena. The whole world cheered. But in the weeks that followed, during the post-Olympics media tour, the magazine covers, the late-night appearances, Alyssa Lou started talking. Really talking. And what she revealed about life behind the curtain of elite figure skating changed everything. Because behind every perfect triple axel was a secret most coaches hoped would never get out. To understand why this moment matters so much, you need to understand who Alyssa Lou really is. She grew up in the Bay Area, the daughter of Arthur Liu, a man who famously taught himself competitive figure skating as an adult so he could coach his own daughter. That kind of dedication runs in the family. Alyssa was landing quadruple jumps before she was a teenager. For rotations in the air, most professional male skaters struggle with those. She was doing them in junior competition. She was electric on the ice, fearless, technically superior, the kind of talent that comes along once in a generation. But elite sports, especially figure skating and gymnastics, have a dark side that the glitter and the sequins often hide. The weight requirements, the dietary restrictions, the culture of control that coaches impose on young athletes, especially young female athletes, in the relentless pursuit of a perfect score. Alyssa Liu lived inside that world from the time she was a child. And now, sitting across from Rolling Stone journalist Alex Morris in a 40-minute interview, she was finally ready to talk about it. What she said next would send shockwaves across social media and reignite one of the most important conversations in all of sports. The Rolling Stone interview was wide-ranging. Alyssa talked about her gold medal, her future, her family. She was warm, funny, refreshingly open. And then reporter Alex Morris asked about her training regimen, specifically about water. Morris asked, "You were literally told like you can't drink water. Everything was monitored. Everything was controlled." Alyssa Liu didn't pause. She didn't hedge. She didn't soften it. Yes. She said it was crazy because they were like, "Oh, water weight. You shouldn't drink water. You should gargle it." Yeah, crazy. It's insane. She even laughed a little when she said it. The kind of laugh that isn't really a laugh at all. It's the sound of someone looking back at something that happened to them and finally allowing themselves to call it what it was. Insane water. An Olympic athlete told not to drink water, to gargle it instead so she wouldn't retain the weight. Let that sink in for a moment. This young woman, training hours every single day, pushing her body to the absolute physical limit, landing 4 rotation jumps with pinpoint precision, was being told by her coaches not to hydrate properly. And here's where the story gets even darker. Because here's the thing that makes this even more infuriating. It's not just cruel, it's wrong. Sports scientists and nutritionists have known for decades that restricting water intake in heavily active athletes does not reduce body fat. It doesn't create a leaner physique. What it does is cause dehydration. And when the body detects dehydration, it holds on to every drop of fluid it has. It actually retains more water weight, not less. The coaches who told Alyssa Liu to gargle her water weren't just being cruel. They were being cruel and scientifically wrong at the same time. One person on social media put it perfectly. The body retains more water when you don't drink enough as a defense against dehydration. So, they were wrong and cruel both at the same time. Wrong and cruel. That phrase kept echoing across the internet as the clip went viral. But here's what made this moment feel so different from the usual sports controversy. Alyssa Liu wasn't crying. She wasn't traumatized on camera. She was composed, reflective, almost matter-of-fact, which somehow made it more powerful because her calm told you everything about how normalized this was, how routine, how expected. This wasn't a rare horror story. This was just Tuesday when Rolling Stone posted the clip on March 7th. The internet did not stay quiet. Within hours, the video had been viewed millions of times. Sports journalists, former athletes, pediatricians, nutritionists, and fans from every corner of the world were weighing in. This is literally child abuse, man. Like, what the hell are we doing? Gargle water. That was one of the tamer reactions. Others were even more direct. People pointed out that telling a child not to drink water during brutal athletic training isn't a coaching decision. It's abuse. Plain and simple. Former gymnasts began sharing their own stories. Figure skaters from previous generations started opening up about the weight restrictions, the food monitoring, the psychological pressure placed on young girls in the name of competitive perfection. This wasn't just about Alyssa Liu anymore. This was about an entire culture, an entire sport, an entire generation of young athletes who had been told that their bodies were problems to be solved, not engines to be fueled. And the most remarkable part, none of this might have ever come to light if Alyssa Liu hadn't simply told the truth. Here's what I want you to think about as we close out this story. Alyssa Liu won a gold medal, an Olympic gold medal, the highest achievement in her sport. She did it despite, not because of the way she was treated. She did it while being told not to drink water, while having her every calorie monitored and controlled, while being coached in a system that prioritized the number on a scale over the health of a human being. And yet, she landed those jumps. She hit those spins. She stood on that ice, 20 years old, and she was perfect. Imagine what she could have done, what any of these athletes could do if they were properly fueled, properly hydrated, properly supported as human beings first and athletes second. What Alyssa did by speaking openly in that Rolling Stone interview wasn't just brave. It was necessary because the kids who are in those ranks right now, the 12-year-olds, the 14-year-olds, the girls who dream of standing where she stood, they deserve better. They deserve coaches who understand that you cannot build a champion by tearing down a body. They deserve a sport that values them as whole people. And they deserve role models who, when they reach the top of the world, use their platform to say loudly, clearly, without embarrassment that what happened to them was crazy. It was insane and it should never happen again. Alyssa Liu already won the gold medal, but this moment, this might be her greatest victory yet. If this story moved you, share it.